Welcome back. We had 4 massive semifinals. Let's get right into them.
Massive games. I mean, Champions League, Europa League, highest quality of football you probably could say in Europe.
Being played right now.
It is what it is, right? These teams in the competition in this stage are the best of the best.
I mean, they are the ones that deserve to be in there. Yeah, they're league form. Some of them,
maybe some of them are
not that great, but they're European competition form has been spectacular, and they are
more so Champions League.
Yeah, they are there because of they're there for a reason.
Yeah.
Like these teams that we saw. First game, Inter Barcelona, 3-3 coming into it, 4-3 in the second leg. It was just fantastic. One of the best Champions League ties, over both legs that we've seen in a long, long time.
So many good players on both of these teams. I mean, Inter Milan fighting for the Serie A. Barcelona obviously always fighting for La Liga. They're probably going to win it this year. Inter Milan, them and Napoli, it's kind of back and forth. So Inter Milan really wanted to win this trophy. They came out and did everything they could. First half was all Inter Milan, 2 goals. I mean, Barcelona were pretty shocked after that first half.
It was rough for them.
You would think. Second half, immediately out the gate, Barcelona, 2 goals to respond. 2-2 in this game. And you're thinking, wow, it was just 3-3. Now here we are again, 2-2. This is this tie overall was peak football. I
mean, it's really brought it back. These European games have low-key, the vibe is back with football being good and fun again, Inter Milan is just a stalwart of a Champions League team now. They really are the team coming out of Serie A to look out for in the Champions League.
Always.
Obviously, they're fantastic in the league, but it's been a while, since Juve, mid-teens, since we've seen an Italian team really consistently push for a Champions League title, and it's good to see that again. And Inter has been fantastic and so fun to watch. Not only this year and over this, tie, but the last few years, not their first final.
2 late goals in the second half again for each team though this time. 3-3 goes to extra time for Tessie with a winner. I mean, that whole game, like we just said, the whole tie, I mean, so many good players. Dumfries played really good. Martinez played really good. I mean, Pedri shows out. Lamine Yamal's second game. I mean,
fantastic.
That kid, over both games, that kid is insane. Even though Barcelona lose, so many of their players show out. I mean, Ferran Torres, I think, had a few games. But Lamine Yamal is obviously the standout for that Barca team. He's next level.
He's insane. He's definitely the best 17 and then soon to be 18-year-old that we've seen. I mean, the guy is just absolutely fantastic. But kind of like we said last time, we hope that he doesn't end up like Neymar in terms of having to stop playing football consistently, 28, 29.
Running his legs out too soon or something.
Running himself into the ground. We hope that doesn't happen, but he is such an important player for Barcelona that it probably will continue to happen. And, hopefully he can avoid the injury bug, but good on them, on everybody on Barcelona. It was a good year, but, just not quite enough to beat Inter.
They're probably going to win La Liga, though.
Consolation.
Wednesday, we saw PSG beat Arsenal at the Parc des Princes.
Again.
I mean,
successful hate watch.
Ooh, Arsenal, bruh. You thought you had it after beating Real Madrid.
Honestly, you really thought you were in there. You thought it was in the bag. We have Declan Rice, we have Saliba, we have, Martinelli and Saka. Well, you also have a trip to Cancun, buddy.
They did not show up, any of them. Those guys, I mean, Martin Odegaard, I don't ever want to hear him being put up there. This guy is mediocre when it comes down to prime. A big game, even against Real Madrid, wasn't even that great, I don't think. Probably should have scored. Against PSG.
But didn't.
Saka, I mean, I don't really know. He's a good player. I think he is good.
I agree. I think he is a good. I think he's a great player.
Player. I think he's great.
But he is not a world-class player.
He ain't there.
He is not. And it's weird to me that Arsenal fans, especially on Twitter, we know they're the craziest fan base really.
Yeah. And even YouTube, some of the
as well.
On there,
they don't lose with grace and they don't win with grace. They're just disgraceful.
Yeah.
I mean, they really just don't know how to just look at a situation and say, okay, Arteta has done a great job. Like, we cannot deny that. He has done a great job, but he is not the best manager in the league. He is probably not the guy to get Arsenal to win the title. And it's not saying he's not a good coach, but he's just not that next level, the upper echelon of coaches. You know, right now in the world, you look at Inzaghi, you look at Pep, you know, Xabi Alonso, Enrique. Like, these are very, very high-class coaches that have gotten so many praises and attentions that Arteta also gets, but he hasn't had the same results. And I think that he gets overinflated, and I love a successful hate watch. It's my favorite thing after a United win.
PSG deserved it, though. 2-1. They deserved it over both legs. Yeah. Good to see them in the final. I want to see PSG win. I want to see a PSG over Inter final. Probably not what people really wanted as a final. It's not really like the most exciting tie.
Yeah, like on PSG, paper it's not, but
we're going to see, though. I think Dembele coming back. I think PSG have a lot of flair. I think their midfield is probably one of the best in Europe, if not the best. Like those three playing together. Vitinha, Ruiz, and
João Neves.
João Neves. Like,
go
those
crazy.
Three, they all work for one another. The whole team is cohesive. I really like their squad.
Dembele, best striker in the world, or at least in Europe.
If I'm picking a winner, I'm picking PSG. That's probably because I want them to win. I think it's a little bit more exciting. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Inter did win it, though. No. I'm just saying, like, if I have to pick one, I'll pick PSG. But by no means am I, like, super confident in that choice. Because Inter is such a tough team to play against. And they could turn it on. They've been wanting this. Yeah. They've been wanting this Champions League. So I'm picking PSG in the final, though.
Both of these teams desperately need a win. I mean, I would say that Inter come in as slight underdogs. You know, they played fantastic against Barcelona in the previous tie, but you know, PSG just, they look like it's their year a little bit more to me than Inter. So I also have to go PSG, but I think it's going to be a super entertaining game. I'm going 3-2 PSG, but extra time goal.
Ooh! You know what is crazy is I totally agree with that. I think it would be like 2-2 at full time. Yeah. Honestly, 2-2. Nah, I don't even know 2-2. Yeah, it would probably be 2-2 because I think I think Inter is going to do everything, lock it down, not trying to let them score. You know what I mean? That's what they do. And they're going to hit the counters. And I just think that it's going to open up at certain points unexpectedly, and both teams are going to get some goals. Yep. And I could see that like extra time winner from I mean, I don't know, maybe a Dembele or a Kvaratskhelia or something.
Somebody I think is going to pop up for PSG when it's most important. You know, it could be João Neves, the guy. I mean, I sing his praises every time I can. He's just an absolute animal. It sucks that we funded that move, you know, getting Ugarte, but you know, live and let live.
In that same breath, though, I can see Lautaro Martinez stepping up and smacking one an extra time.
Just a header, right?
Yeah, something.
Just a perfect cross coming in from Mkhitaryan or Çalhanoğlu. Somebody just putting in an absolute peach of a pass, and you know we'll let you know what happens with that one.
We'll see.
On to the A competition, as I like to call it, the Europa League. We saw Tottenham beat Bodø Glimt. I mean, not a surprising result. Kind of expected it. It was really cool to see them make it as far as they did.
Yeah.
Shout out to them, but you kind of figured Tottenham, yes, they're Tottenham in the Premier League and the FA Cup, and you know, but they are a good team compared to Bodø Glimt.
Yeah.
They're not a great team, but compared, you know, we got to put it in perspective. They did super well to get to where they were. They just weren't able to do it. Tottenham goes on. They win over the two legs, and they're in the final. It's just like United. You know, this is the most important game of the year. And I don't think that they're going to win, and I don't hope they win, but they're in the final, and so they get a little bit of, you know, plaudits for that.
I honestly think Tottenham, I think this could be, I mean, we're going to talk more about the United game, which they kind of rolled over Bilbao in the end, to be honest. But, you know, I think Tottenham, we'll talk about the United game. Let's talk about the United game.
We'll go to the United game.
They kind of fucked them up. We weren't expecting that. The second game, though, both the Williams brothers are out. Kind of a depleted team. Didn't really have enough though.
Yeah, they had definitely a couple people out for that second leg, but I honestly feel like over the two legs, United created more opportunities.
Yeah.
Obviously by the goals scored, but overall they had a lot better opportunities over both games. I think that they deserved to win. Yes, they did it pretty handily because of some late goals that added. When Bilbao are chasing a game. That definitely happens. We can't say we played a 4-1 game.
Mason Mount, look at that guy.
We did have a good performance. From the beginning, we go down, and it's like we got a 2-goal cushion still, and it's still
in Old Trafford.
It's in Old Trafford. It's okay, but we need to really turn it on and figure it out. And for the first 70 minutes, it was rough, and United were able to figure it out. After the substitutes, great substitutes by Amarin. I don't know why some of them didn't start. Ahmad coming back from injury, I understand. I think that he really changed the game. I mean, Garnacho did well. I think he's had a good year. I don't think he's had a great year. I mean, for his age, he's doing well. He's doing exactly what we need him to, but he's another one that he doesn't need to be starting, 40 games a year. And he started the last 8, I believe, in the Premier League and the Europa League. It's too much. It's good to see Ahmad coming back because the guy is just, the Ivorian Messi. He is so good. He is just fantastic.
Honestly, Ahmad is the best forward on the team.
Easily.
I think he's just the best all-around forward. We can say, Bruno, yes, Bruno's a midfielder. So even if he's in the cam role, yes, you could argue a little bit better than Diallo in that role. Even in that role, I'd probably take Diallo right now. This guy's, when he's on it, he's fucking crazy. Bruno is good at cam, but when you put him in, really he's good anywhere. You put him at center mid or attacking midfielder, he's gonna play the part and he's gonna do a job at either of those roles. So you can put him in the double pivot next to Casemiro or Ugarte, or you could put him up there with Garnacho or Diallo. He's going to do the job. But Diallo, I like up to the Ivory, so seeing him do well, I wish he wasn't on United, and I wish he was doing well on a different team, not United. I'll just say that.
I can't sing his praises enough. The guy is just the truth. I mean, he is somebody that needs to be built around, and it just makes me question Ten Hag even more. The fact that he was playing Omari Forson, who, no disrespect, shout out, young GOAT. We know you're going to go on to do great things, away from United, but how he could have him starting over Ahmad and consistently getting subbed on over Ahmad, it doesn't make sense. Internally, he had him ranked higher in the terms of the future prospects, higher than Ahmad, and it makes me question it because so many other people see this, and like Tanner said, he's obviously a rival fan, and he sees how good the guy is and the star potential that he has, and you just have to build around him. You do exactly what you can, and then you have some good additions here and there. Finally, we see Mason Mount start to come good. His time at United has been disastrous, horrible. He hasn't been able to play much, and when he has played, he's not been that great because he can't get a consistent run of games. But he comes on. And he did get a start in the Premier League a couple weeks ago. He's getting his legs back. He's getting fresh. Comes on as a sub and is a hero in this game.
He does a good little goal there at the end, especially the little flick. He just hits it right over everybody. Makes it, 3-1 in the end? Yeah. I mean, United won the tie 4-1 or 7-1 overall. They fully deserved it. Bilbao, for their perspective, I mean, second game, missing a lot of players, just didn't have enough. The first game, we talked about it, I mean, they were just shit, honestly. United absolutely went over into Spain, took over, deserved it. Second game, again, same thing. 7-1 overall. United absolutely deserve to go to the God, I almost said Champions
Next
League.
year.
Europa League final. Europa League final, Tottenham versus Man United, and some people don't like that 16th and 14th or whatever places in the Europa League final, but we don't give a fuck because they don't have
you earn your way there. Salute.
Tottenham, Man United. Predictions.
I'm going obviously United 5-0. No, I'm just playing. I'm gonna go 2-0 United. Honestly, I think that Tottenham are not that great going forward. Obviously, they scored a load of goals against Bodø/Glimt. We talked about that. They're not the competition or the level that United is. Even though we're terrible, they're just not the same level. I think that we're gonna be able to get it done in Bilbao. I mean, I think a lot of the crowd will be against us, but we don't give a fuck because we've won in Bilbao already, and we're gonna do it again.
Maybe it's just the United hate. Something tells me that the worst United team in recent history would do just this. They would go undefeated in Europe, in the Europa League.
Yep.
In a Europa League where the teams from the Champions League don't drop down, which it's how it's going to be, so you can't really say that doesn't really matter anymore, right?
Right.
But that is a fact, and this is a team who's in 14th. Worst Man United team in recent history goes and plays Tottenham Hotspur, the most laughable team of trophy-esque conversation, specifically.
Yeah.
Especially in most recent time, Tottenham in the trophy conversation. Kind of that funny team to laugh at. I could see Man United being the team. Worst Man United team ever gives Tottenham that trophy. And not only a trophy, a European silverware. I low-key could see that happening. But I think United are just too good with the momentum they've had in Europe. The momentum is what is doing it for me. That's all it comes down to. Player for player, I think you could argue Tottenham are better. I think you could. But that's not football. That's not football, right? So I'm gonna have to give it to United. I think it's gonna be a fucking stink fest, though. I think it's gonna be like fucking 1-1, maybe go to pens and Man United wins or some dumbass shit like that's gonna happen. Yeah. I think that's what's gonna happen. Some penalty shootout bullshit and Man United wins on penalties. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying 1-1, stink fest, Man United on pens.